So this is a video that might upset some of you. I'm pretty sure that some of you are gonna be angry at me for making this video. Maybe you will hit the dislike button. I will welcome your opinion on this, but this is something that I have to make. I have to make this video about the latest update on the Charlie Kirk assassination case, and it's something that many of you, and you have already reached out to me by email, many of you will not like. The latest development was that Andrew Colvett, the spokesperson for TPUSA, gave an update about what was the reason there is no exit wound in Charlie's body after being shot with a 30-06. And this is his statement approved by, well, he asked for permission before releasing this. I want to address some of the discussion about the lack of an exit wound with Charlie. I'm usually not interested in delving into most of this kind of online chatter, and I apologize this is somewhat graphic, but in this case, the fact that there wasn't an exit wound is probably another miracle, and I want people to know. I just spoke with a surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital. He said the bullet absolutely should have gone through, which is very, very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round. I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always just go through everything. This would have taken a moose or two down, an elk, etc. But it didn't go through. Charlie's body stopped it. He was rather vague about this. I think that he wanted to clear things up, but the problem is that Andrew ended up being way too vague for, well, it's not like we wanted a graphic description, but we needed some kind of anatomical description of what happened with that bullet, because as I said, there's all this online noise around what happened with the bullet, and that is distracting us from the thing that I'm about to address after this. I mentioned to his doctor that there were dozens of staff, students, and special guests standing directly behind Charlie on the other side of the tent, and he replied, it was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed. He has used the word miracle twice. Please notice that, but take account of that. His bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he is like the man of steel. All right, it should have just gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him too. In the end, the coroner did find a bullet just beneath the skin. Even in death, Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him. Remarkable and 1/3 time miraculous. I mean, I am not saying that I don't believe in miracles. I absolutely do, but it's like, the problem with this is that it would help a lot if we knew the actual trajectory of how the bullet hit a vertebra, which is what it seems to have happened, and then what deflected from in some way. Now, before you jump into the comments and begin to get nuclear about this, especially about the man of steel part, and I wouldn't blame you. I'm going to play a clip from Alex Jones himself. And you know that Alex Jones is the godfather of conspiracy theories, and this is Alex Jones talking about this.
So I call him, and he goes, listen, I don't want to give the details out. I said, well, I can't help it if I'm explaining. He goes, okay, fine, but it's really gruesome. And he said that, again, he's being shot from down an angle. It hits the spine and then bounces down, which is what it's going down, and then it deflects with his velocity, goes back into the spine, blows out 6 vertebrae. The bullet then shatters. That's what they do. I've shot wild hogs straight on. This has happened, and deer, and then exploded into the heart, and fragments shot up. So he oversimplified when he said, oh, then they found the bullet up in the shoulder by the neck. No, it was.
So I want to put this in perspective, that if you have Alex Jones, who have absolutely no qualms on, making up or let's say doing the research on the greatest conspiracies that can be out there and getting in real trouble about that, himself confirming after he claimed that he spoke to people inside that have inside information that the bullet entered at an angle from the front. We already know that. hit the vertebra. We already had that theory. I already made that theory. And then it just went down and blew up and was, let's say, slowed down by more vertebrae, by finally exploding. Not exploding, but being fragmented inside Charlie's body. And when fragments been found right next to basically his skin, it is not uncommon. And he also goes on, this is like 7 minutes. He explains that he has shot this kind of caliber many times. It's like Alex Jones. It's like if you could say that there's a conspiracy theory about this, it means that they paid Alex Jones a lot of money to say, well, what? Debunks all those conspiracy theories. And by the way, all this confirms what I have been saying from the start. If you have been following me on this channel in the Battle Language Guy, then you know that this is all that I have been point by point, except for the bulletproof vest. I want to just, before I review everything, Erica Kirk went on to be interviewed by the New York Times, and she made it very clear that Charlie was not wearing any sort of bulletproof vest. So we can just let that topic to rest. But this confirms everything that I have said from the start. Unmistakable shot from the front due to Charlie's body jolting backwards due to initial projectile force. Shooter aimed for the head but didn't properly account for drop, hits left side of Charlie's neck, severing the carotid artery. Due to the slight angle, the shooter was not directly in front of Charlie, was a bit to his left. The round hits a vertebra, and most likely this is what causes the actual jolt in Charlie's body, and the spine is literally destroyed on the spot. I had guessed right, according to Alex Jones. Bullet is thus deflected, decelerated while still inside Charlie's body. Again, confirmed by TPUSA's spokesperson. Alex Jones said the same. Inside Charlie's body, never exits, so no exit wound or exit blood spatter. Most important thing, the only way I can match a shot to the neck, highly impractical, easy to miss, and a weak round stopped by vertebrae, is that the round was defective in some way, something that can happen. It's that there's some odds that a round can be defective, and maybe it had more drop than expected. Maybe it didn't have enough the same punch than a healthier round, so to speak. So higher bullet drop, the shooter couldn't have accounted for, and less kinetic power. Still, that caliber is massive. I have to say it. That caliber is massive, and a human body stopping a 30.06. I have to say it. It's again, it's part of, if I want to talk about physics, I have to acknowledge that stopping a 30.06 with your spine, it is, we could say that it's a miracle. We could say that's a miracle, because if it hits the spine in any way, it can just go through the spine. This way, in this case, it seems that it was deflected and saved everyone who was behind him. Note, it has been confirmed that every source and photos of Charlie was not wearing any kind of bulletproof vest. Photos and videos also confirm this. Erica Kirk herself confirmed that. And if you still think it was a shot from Charlie's right, explain the lack of entry wound in every video. And the lack of blood spatter and in the wound that we do see. You cannot explain that. Nobody can, every single person that claims that the wound that we see is an exit wound, nobody can explain that there's no blood spatter on that exit wound. So that is way more unlikely. If I had to weigh in the two theories between a spine basically stopping at 30.06 and an exit wound having no visible blood spatter, well, the spine stopping at the 30.06 will win automatically, because exit wounds, especially with that amount of blood that you saw on the sides, will have some kind of blood spatter, some kind of flesh matter. I don't want to get very graphic on that, But still, there are questions, of course. There are still questions that have to be asked. I think the most important thing here is that Charlie is dead. And we have, let's say, we think we have the guy, we think we have the perpetrator. At some point, there's a 95% of odds that Tyler Robinson was the one who shot the gun. This is, we should see more footage of him. We're going to see his, I think that we will be able to see his hearing on September 29th and see more of his body language, see more of the accounts of what happened here. Maybe we can actually put him at that rooftop, but still we don't have the full footage of that 180 camera behind where he was shooting, because we should be able to see him in a prone position, firing that shot and then running. That camera caught that angle, and we don't have access to that footage. We don't have access to so much footage, so that is, well, convenient, I guess. We are left in the dark because of that. And also, Kash Patel, at least he confirmed that more than 20 people have been investigated, way more than 20 people have been investigated and related to the shooting, in which I insist, I don't think for a minute that Tyler Robinson acted alone. Of course, all the theories, oh, there was Mossad, it was Israel. Okay, if you have big claims about that, it would be great if you have evidence of it. It would be great if there would be more signs beyond just Charlie asking questions, when there's also enough footage of Charlie saying that he loves Israel and he wants Israel to win and such and such. So it's not like he asking questions, automatically asking questions about Israel was the thing. I don't know if there's confirmed that he was offered, I don't know what, how much money, like 150 million. I don't know who came up with that. I have no confirmation of it. So again, make of that what you will. What we do know, again, what we do know is that Charlie Kirk is dead. No matter who killed him, although we want that person or that group of people to be brought to justice, the fact that he was murdered for just wanting to have conversations, the way that he has been slandered by the media, by celebrities, by people with huge platforms, in every way possible. People have been celebrating his assassination up to this point. There's still people being fired because, well, their companies don't want to have anything to do with them. The fact that we are living with so many demons around us, people who are so evil, and yes, I know I said that on my Charlie Kirk speech, that yes, so many of them are misled, so many of them are being brainwashed or were brainwashed, and they should be given at least an opportunity to, hey, watch Charlie Kirk's actual videos and you tell me if he was an actual racist, as you claim, or sexist, as you claim, and many people are realizing that they were lied to. There's a huge awakening, but there's also a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of momentum. Charlie Kirk's death will not be in vain. But I think the most important part is the road ahead of us. I will move on from the investigation of the murder itself onto, well, who did this and how can we prevent this radicalization in the youth. That is the single most important thing. I think that's where I should be focusing my efforts from now on. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. Remember that I have a political commentary channel here on YouTube. I'm going to leave you with a link in the description. Follow me there. Subscribe to me there. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy. Much love and bliss.